Hello and welcome to Lightning Lessons from CollegeDrive Test Prep and Tutoring. Each Lightning lesson is a 3-minute class focusing on a highly coachable aspect of the SAT or ACT. In fact, if you give us 3 minutes, we'll give you a higher test score. Today's lesson is going to focus on words in context questions from the SAT reading section. So let's jump in. So for any parents out there who may have taken the SAT years ago, you may remember the SAT as a pretty heavy vocabulary exam. There were analogy questions, there were word definitions, and there were some very complex words, which we generally refer to as SAT words. Well, those are largely gone, but you still will be tested on vocabulary in the SAT, just somewhat differently. And you're going to see these types of words in context questions. So let's take a look at our first one. We know that the human brain is highly plastic. Neurons and synapses change as circumstances change. As used in line 40, plastic most nearly means what? Now the easy thing that you might want to do is just define the word plastic and then go from there. Our first key hint is the most common meaning of the word is rarely the right answer. So if you define plastic as something that is artificial, then you could be heading in the wrong direction. We've got to keep it within the context of how it is being used in the particular question. So one way to help us is to actually plug in all of the answer choices and see which one fits best. Now sometimes one of the answer choices may be a word we're not terribly familiar with, but we don't want to stay away from a word if we can rule out the other choices. So we know that the human brain is highly creative. Well, it is highly creative, but that's not really within the context of what's being said here. We're referring to neurons and synapses changing. So creative doesn't really fit. Artificial, the most common meaning of the word, as we've already said, probably not the right answer. What about malleable? Well, malleable does mean changeable, but maybe you're not familiar with that word. But don't rule it out. And sculptural doesn't really seem to fit at all. So our best choice here is going to be choice C, malleable. Let's take a look at another example. They command no more respect than men of straw or a lump of dirt. They have the same sort of worth only as horses and dogs. Well, that's pretty harsh, but trust me that within the context of the passage, it fits just fine. Let's think of what is the most common meaning of the word command. Among these 4 choices, order, dominate, overlook, or deserve, I'd say order, to command someone, to order someone. That's probably most common. We may have thought of that one first, so that's probably the one we can eliminate. So in this question, they command, they dominate no more respect, that doesn't sound right. They overlook no more respect, that doesn't sound right. They deserve no more respect. So within the context of this question, the correct answer is going to be choice D. So our main takeaway for words in context questions is do not choose the most common meaning for the word being tested. It is probably a trap.
It's a trap!
I hope you enjoyed today's lightning lesson and that you'll join us again for our next lightning lesson. And think about this, if we can raise your score in just 3 minutes, imagine what we can do in our full classroom and tutoring programs. For more information about CollegeDrive, visit collegedrive.com or call us at 720-496-2244. So let's jump in. If you think about plastic, especially if you've seen the movie Mean Girls, you're probably thinking of artificial. I hope you found this helpful and that you'll I'm looking at here. Or call us at 7. What the hell is our phone number?
What is our phone number?
I got it.